Well, speaking of sad affairs, let's talk about change in league structure. On Reddit, someone posted this and says, "Hard not to notice." And this comes from, by the way, Internazionale 3 on in the City Out Reddit. It says, "Hard not to notice how demanding these leagues and competitions are on these days. Some guys are playing in three different tournaments, or some teams. Some teams are playing three different tournaments, league competitions, and that definitely takes its toll. For example, do we really need the Super Coppa or Coppa Italia? I feel like those can be thrown away and instead make the Scudetto turn into an end of the season tournament for the top 6 to 8 teams. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing my team play sometimes 3 times a week, but what good is it when they're limping to the finish line? Any thoughts?" Yes, I do have some thoughts. Doing away with Super Coppa and Coppa Italia is not the answer. I think a league restructure or a an IFGC restructure is needed. The old wigs of FIGC, they need to go. Of City A, they need to go. We need some new blood in there. They're backwards, lost in the way, stuck in the old. They gotta go. The league has a lot of games, and the good teams play a lot of the games, but so does that. So they do in England and Spain and France and everywhere, Germany. So that's not going to change for them. It shouldn't change for City A, especially get qualified Champions League and stuff like that. Supercopa, the big change for Supercopa, I think it should be like in England where it's before the season. That's an interesting take, right? I think that would be a good twist because you put in the middle of the season, they miss some games, have to make up for it later, which makes them play another 3 games later. It's very odd for them, and the fact that they got to go to Riyadh to do that, so they got to travel as well. That's nonsensical to me. Get rid of the game in Riyadh. Get rid of it in January. Move it to the beginning of the season. Very similar to what they do in England. That's number one. Number two, why why is it that only the Italian League Cup is the least valued out of all of them? In France, they take the French Cup very seriously. In Spain, they take the Copa very seriously. In Germany, they take the DFB Pokal very seriously. In England, they take their tournaments very seriously. In Italy, Coppa Italia is a throwaway. Coppa Italia is a throwaway Mickey Mouse tournament in Italy. The only time it gets serious is when you get to the semifinals, and then the format's terrible in Coppa Italia. Get rid of the two-legged semifinal. But the structure is all like bullshit. They need to restructure the Coppa Italia. They really do, and they need to look at how they do in England. I think England do a remarkable job with their league cups, but also Germany. Look at the DFB Pokal. Look at how the Copa del Rey does do their tournament. But Coppa Italia needs to be taken more seriously. I really do. I think, like I said, Italian teams don't seem to care about Coppa Italia until they're in the Final Four, and then they start to say, "Oh, maybe we could win. Let's go." They need to make it more enticing, make a chance where the little teams can win. I mean, look at DFB Pokal, for instance. You get third division Arminia Bielefeld in the final against Stuttgart. I mean, that's a great term to watch, and there's so many upsets can happen. And the same thing in England and in Spain. We need to see more of that in Serie A or with Italian Coppa Italia. So that's, I think, more emphasis to be made in Coppa Italia. Restructure it and make it a valued and more prestige on the Coppa Italia because it's the only league cup that's looked at as a Mickey Mouse tournament compared to the others. The other ones are held in such high prestige. Everybody wants that tournament, and in Italy, everyone's like, Coppa Italia, it's nice to have, right? Inter like seem to be the only ones who want it, so they need to change that. They need to change it quick. Um, I don't think they need to reduce the games. I just think they need to make make some changes to Supercopa. Bring it before the season. Get this middle of the season bullshit out. Get this Riyadh shit out, and then fix Coppa Italia and make it more prestigious. I don't know how you make it more prestigious. Bring more value to it. It's definitely got to be restructured because the way it is right now, it seems like these small teams don't have an opportunity. But Yeah, that's my 2 cents. What are your thoughts? What do you think the league needs to be restructured? Do you think we need to do away with Coppa Italia and Supercoppa and just leave it to the league, like some people suggest? Or what about our suggestions about like making those changes to Supercoppa and changing Coppa Italia and make the Coppa Italia more prestigious? Let me know in the comments below.